Hey guys, Adam with Grease Spot Garage. I just figured I'd come on here. A couple things on my mind. One, I want to thank everybody for subscribing. I can't believe we are over 6,000 subscribers. It's mind-blowing this quick. Really appreciate the support. Having a lot of fun doing this. Sitting here with Pandora, which we all know that she got renamed to April because she kept biting us in the butt. She bit me again today. Got a problem with the cylinder heads on the engine. It's not really a problem, but it's got some discrepancies in the push rods, which you'll see a video on that and everything else what I found. The machinist that did the head work, I don't think he did the greatest job. I think he either cut the valve seats too deep, didn't cut nothing even, stuff like that. He did surface the heads 20,000s. And that seems to be fine. The RA, the surface finish is spot on to where it needs to be for the head gaskets that I ran. But I did find a valve keeper, a valve spring keeper, bound up in a spring. It's a good thing I didn't run the engine because man, that sucker it broke loose. If it didn't do any damage anyway, which I got to pull it apart, change the valve seal that it's riding on and all that other happy fun stuff. But that it broke loose, it rattled around the engine, dropped down probably down the oil, it done damage. And we're putting the engine in the car just before we paint it. That way I ain't got to lean over the fenders or nothing, or wrist scratching anything, denting anything. You know how it goes. The motor and the train is a really tight fit on this car. Luckily, with a 4L80 going in a 63 Impala, Bel Air, Biscayne, B-body car, 59 to 64. They say you have to clearance the transmission tunnel and everything else to run this transmission. I got lucky. I didn't have to. Now, I also have aftermarket floors in it. I don't know about factory floors. That could be where my difference is, and that could be where I got lucky. But most of these cars end up needing floors anyway, and the people that have the true survivors, they're not going to cut them all up. I mean, they're not going to go hog wild like we're doing with this girl. But anyway, I've been watching, we call our little Snowman Family, our little YouTube family. We got Daryl here at Metal Art Customs, Randy Jr., Randy Sr. over at Never Done Projects, Hugh Grampedovic. That's his channel. We got Vic, we call him 1/64th Vic, not because he's 1/64th of a person, but well, we can argue that one, Vic. You do like these orange wheels, so. But we call him 1/64th Vic because he's into die-cast cars, little matchbox cars, customizing them, and you have a car that is near and dear to you, or your high school ride or something like that, and you got pictures of, this guy can make it look just like the car you had. And if he doesn't have the model or he can't get it, sometimes he can print it. Or if he can't print it, he can modify one and make the changes that needs to be made, different grills, different bumpers, stuff like that, and he'll make it work or make it look like it. But that's Die-Cast Dream Customs. Out in California, we got classic car guy, classic car revivals. Jonathan over at Parked Up Garage, another guy down in the Carolinas. You know, just our little community and our little friendship base is starting to grow. We're starting to meet a lot of nice people, and people that I feel honored to have met. But yeah, it brings me back to what I'm saying. So Randy Sr. says every day you get 1,440 minutes in a day. It's up to you on how you spend it. And he's got a lot to it, you know. Are you going to let somebody come in, get you all upset, and ruin your 1,440 minutes? Because you can't get them back. Once that minute's gone or that second's clicked off, it's gone. It's gone forever. Try as hard as you want, but as soon as you figure out how to get them back, you're going to be a rich man and a very popular person. So, anyway, so you got 1,440 minutes in a day. Who are you going to let dictate how you spend them minutes and what you spend them minutes doing? You're going to argue with somebody on the phone. You're going to argue with your best friend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband. And what's it going to accomplish? You know? Do what makes you happy. Be in control of those 1,440 minutes. It's nobody else's time. It's your time. Granted, you got to make room for everybody else and family obligations and this and that, but don't let somebody get in there and ruin what you got to spend your time on. It's just going to make you miserable. And life's too short to be miserable. It's, you know, find a hobby. Get out in the garage, do something. I always say, get out in the garage and do something. You know, it's, I don't let no one dictate what I do with my minutes. There's one person that can tell me what I can and can't do with my minutes, and that's my wife. And love her to death. But ultimately, if I decide that I don't want to do that, I'm not going to do it. Same goes with her too. If I don't want her to do it, and she really wants to do what she's going to do, she has the right to do that. That's her time. It's her life. It's her minutes. Sit there and try to boss people around and control each other, it ain't gonna happen. No one's gonna be happy. You're gonna be butting heads all the time. You're not gonna be having fun and just letting your paths come together, you know. We've been married 25 years, and it's been a great 25 years. Been a rough 25 years. But it's been a great 25 years. Had a lot thrown at us. Lost my leg in a car wreck. Had a very, within our first year of marriage. 6 months, I think. And ever since then, we've been together 24/7. People say, oh, where's Adam? Oh, look for his wife. Where's Jessica? You know, look for her husband. You know, wherever you see Jess, you'll see Adam. Wherever you see Adam, you'll see Jess. That's how it's always been. But now the kid's growing up. She's got her things that she's got to do. I got my things I got to do. But we still make time. We still get together. We still enjoy. And, you know, we just spend our days taking care of us, because you know, you spend your youth raising your kids and getting what they need to get done, and you know, sacrificing your hobbies and stuff like that so they can be raised correctly. So you can teach them your values and stuff like that. And so now is your time. and we're having fun doing it. Yeah, we're getting kind of serious, but hey, I don't know, I think about that when Randy says that, you know. It makes a lot of sense. I just recently got turned on to a guy called JG Innovations in Condor, North Carolina. Another North Carolina boy. Awesome fabrication skills. Beautiful body work. Just seems like a top-notch builder, but the guy's grounded. You know, he's same philosophy, man. He's got his down to the seconds, man. But he'll tell you, he ain't gonna let no one control that. You know, he's good to go. He said he gets up in the morning, hits his knees, says a prayer, says, you know, you give me the breath, I'll take care of the rest. I like that. Stealing it. Not stealing it, borrowing it. So, yeah. Anyway, so let's get you guys all updated on old Pandora here. Huh? How about we do that? Getting close to paint. We're getting real close to paint. Got big pretty wheels. Body straight as an arrow. Air ride suspension. Corvette disc brakes. We get beautiful black and blue paint job, two-tone. Get a nasty LS motor with a individual throttle body injection unit on it. I'm trying to figure out my my operating system on it. Which, you know, you guys can put down in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'm going drive-by cable. And apparently with the individual throttle bodies, I also have to be able to program in Alpha N, which is not even really speed density programming, I guess. I'm not a programmer. I don't know nothing about it. I'm just told, I know what I'm told. I do a little bit of reading on it. And I pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Notice I said pretend. But anyway, apparently I got a program, something called Alpha N, which allows it to be programmed kind of antiquated, you know, like the old prom chips from the 80s and stuff like that, the old ODB1 type performance super chips, you know. But I can either run a Holley Terminator X system, something self-learning. Anything I'm running is going to be self-learning to a point, so it can kind of make its corrections if it needs to make corrections and whatnot, and I'm not constantly stuck on a keyboard trying to figure out how to code something that I don't know how to code. I mean, yeah. So we can either run Holley, we can run HP, we can run Edelbrock. He's got their systems out. They got, I think, FAST, which is Fuel Air Spark Technologies. They are going to be controlling my transmission. I got, like I said, the 4L80, but I have a TCI transmission controller. Actually, if you hold on 1 second, I got my parts over here. I think she's kind of buried in there now, boys. I think she's way down in there. But nonetheless, we're going to be running a TCI transmission controller, standalone, specifically for the transmission. I want to be able to separate my transmission. I want to be able to separate my engine. That way, if I'm having a problem somewhere, I can concentrate on one system. Some people might think it's overkill, or I'm making it more difficult than it needs to be. But that's the way I want to do it. I want to be able to program my transmission and do what I need to do with my transmission without getting into the engine ECM, the whole 9 yards. We are going to be running, we're gonna run throttle cable. I was initially going drive-by-wire with LS3 intakes and tunnel rams and fabricated stuff, and 3 different intakes. They all look different because I wanted to change the way the car looked as we were going to shows. I could put this intake on or that valve cover setup on, always constantly changing. We all know this car changes. I can't decide on a paint color. Well, I finally did decide on a paint color, and it quickly puts paint on the car, so I couldn't change my mind. So that's what we're gonna do. So, do I run Holly? Do I run fast? Easy? Do I run the fast, easy EFI to complement the fast TCI transmission controller I have? Do I run a Holly HP? Or do I run the Terminator X, the X Max? Well, not the X Max, because that means I'd have to get rid of the TCI unit. Not getting rid of the TCI unit. I already paid for it. I bought it. It's staying. Even if I try to sell it, nobody wants to give me what I want for it. They all want it for a quarter of what I paid for it. Even though it's brand new, never been sold, and all that other happy stuff, you know? Air ride. So that's it on the computer stuff. Yeah, that's what we're gonna run. I just don't know which system I want to use, and I really do need some input, you know. What do you like about the Hollies? What do you like about the Fast? What do you like about the Edelbrock Easy or Easy Flow EFI, whatever that is? E-Force, or I can't remember what the Edelbrock one is, but what do you like about that system? What do you not like about that system? What problems have you had? I hear people saying they've had problems with computers burning up. Well, is the problem with the computer burning up because of the system, or is the problem with the computer because you're pulling a tag signal from a distributor or a dirty source when you should be really pulling it from like a MSD box or some digital ignition system? Because that'll fry a computer. Are you running cheap Chinese wiring harnesses and where everything's, you know, 18 gauge when you should have the 10 gauge wire running through it for power? You know, it was shorting out there. It just happened with Grand Pito Vic, Hugh, over there, his channel. They had a short in the system, and Jonathan over at Parked Up Garage went over to him, sat down, they tore his wiring apart, broke out the magical computer box, and jumped up and smashed it around and a whole bunch of other things, and hey, they found a wire that was bad. Well, that wire that was bad was a cam-signal wire. Apparently, that wire, when it went bad and it shorted itself out along with a couple other areas, it killed his computer. Guy had money and buying credits and everything else through HP to get his computer tuned and ready to go for his startup. He's been trying to start this engine forever. I don't think he's ever going to get it running though. I hope he does, but I got to get mine first. Mine runs first. I mean, so is that what kills people's computers? Bad grounds, wiring shorts because you got junk wiring. I mean, you know, I'm all about saving a buck, guys. I'm all about building on a budget. I'll start this engine on a Chinese harness. I don't care. But when it comes to the harness that's going in the car, it's, you know, the wiring system I'm putting in is going to be painless. The engine harness that I'm going to be putting in is going to come from the company that manufactured the computer or the operating system that I'm putting in. Not going to try to run some knockoff Terminator X Holly wiring harness that somebody hacked together and said, oh, here you go. Nope, not doing that. I don't want to buy a used I mean, I did. I've looked at used Hollies, Terminators, and I don't want to buy a used one. In order for me to get a used one, I got to be able to get the computer for $400, so I can buy all the extra wiring and still be what, $300-400? I might save $300 or $400. That $300 or $400 can get you that warranty in case your computer burns out. You know, who's got the better warranty? I hear Holly's, you can buy your warranty, but I hear Brock with Fast does. I hear they do lifetime warranties. I got to do some research on it, but to me, that's enticing. I would probably lean towards something like that, just because of the warranty. But in order for a warranty to work, you have to install the parts correctly. I'm not going to buy a painless wiring harness kit for a 63 Impala. Because to be honest with you, there's not going to be a whole lot of wiring left. My engine's going to be run on its own system that comes with its own harness, its own computer, everything else. I'm going to have digital gauges, which either are going to be decoded digital or it's going to be there's a company out in Eastlake, I think it's called Innovation Technologies or something like that. They do gauges just like decoded digital. Nice gauges for huge savings, huge fraction of the cost. I'm actually trying to get in with them guys right now to see if I can do a little company tour of their place. So I can do this American-made series that I want to do. Started the first one off with Stainless Works there a couple weeks ago. Choppy little video. I got a better idea on how to make things better. There's a company up in Erie, Pennsylvania that makes wiring harnesses, high quality wiring harnesses. And right here in Northeast Ohio, you know. Pennsylvania, we can forgive them for Pennsylvania. But, you know, we're talking northeastern Ohio, maybe 20 minutes on the other side of the Ohio line. So, right up on the lake, but right in America. Made in America, American hands, whole 9 yards. Backed by an American company. Hey, I'd really be into them guys putting their stuff down, you know? So, yeah. What's killing the computers? Be honest. I mess up. Heck, I messed up one time. I had a van that had transmission issues. 94 Dodge B350 van, 1-ton window van. It had 50,000 miles on it. I bought it thinking, hey, we're gonna have get some good miles out of this. Man, ain't no rust on it. Beautiful shape. Ain't no miles. We're good to go. Of course, growing up liking Dodge trucks when I did back in the 90s, I learned quickly that you start planning for the transmission to come. Because it's coming. Ain't gonna tell you when, but I tell you, it's coming. So, got the transmission built. Spent like $5 grand on that transmission. Just built the ever-living daylights out of it. Wanted to do it for like truck pulling and stuff like that, but I planned on pulling heavier trailers and stuff, so I wanted something stout. July 4th, I got a call. July 3rd, I got a call. Hey, your transmission's done. Ran down there, paid the guy his money. Cried as I counted them bills out and gave him almost all the money I had. Fired that van up. I got 40 miles down the road. They shut off. I was like, huh. Well, you know, the guy's a good mechanic. He just, maybe something didn't get tightened, the ground cable, whatever, you know. Van went and started acting like it's out of fuel. Pulled doghouse cover off, and I hit the Schrader valve, trying to get a little spritz of fuel out of the fuel line. Well, I got a spritz of fuel. When I went to start the engine again, I didn't know that it had a bad spark plug wire on it. Talk about igniting the top of an engine really quick. Burned that van to the ground. It's a $12,000 loss. Burned it to the ground. Sat there 500 feet from the fire department. That van sat in the middle of that road and burned for 30 minutes before they got there. Still trying to figure that one out. But it was my fault. I shouldn't have been I shouldn't have been hitting the Schrader valve to see if it had fuel, or if it did, I should have wiped the fuel up and not thinking, oh, it'll evaporate, it's fine, you know. No, it wasn't fine. It was hot, but it wasn't fine. You know, so did you mess your computer up? Or was it really the company's problem? And if it was the company's problem, how did they take care of it? I want to know this information. But anyways, I was getting in with the painless. We are going to run like a Dakota digital style dash, radio, headlights, taillights, no power windows. I like manual windows. It's getting electric power steering. We'll keep manual brakes. But so I don't need to spend all this big money, this $1,000 or so, or whatever it is, for a painless wiring harness kit, where I can just turn around and go buy a painless wiring hot rod kit, you know, 22 circuit hot rod kit, you know. Put that in there, get it all wired up, get the interior slapped in there, get going. Interior. Give me some ideas on the interior, guys. I have bed seats for it, but when I bought the bed seats, I was painting the car like a seafoam green. It was a really pretty green. The car would look really nice. Still, I know cars painted that color now. It was a 62 bubble. Stunning car. But it had that green interior and stuff like that. And I was kind of going that way. Now, I don't know if I want to run. I don't know if I want to run the bench seats, at least in the front. Been kind of eyeballing Ford Crown Vic cop car seats. I think they got a good, decent looking bucket. And I was thinking like a dark saddle brown, black carpet on the floors, top of the dash, up in here. Top part here is going to be black. The bottom part, some other parts are going to be blue, but I'm not putting no blue trim in the interior. It's going to be black trim, okay? I'm trying not to date the car, you know. 20 years down the road, the paint job might look a little dated, or the scheme or something like that. I don't want to have to update everything. So, give me ideas for seats. Give me ideas for colors. Like I said, I was thinking like the dark brown, like the saddle brown, and then a light brown or a light tan color. But then I got to thinking, you know, I like to work on cars and I like to drive my cars after I work on cars. I think the light brown will show a lot of dirt, kind of like you know, back in the 90s and the OBS Chevy trucks with them tan interiors, man, the gray, they showed everything. You could walk by a mud puddle 3 miles away and sneeze in the inside of your car and get dirty. Well, at least that's how it happens to me. My car's always got dirty, usually grease. You know, so give me some ideas for the interior. Air ride is going to be simple. I'm not running no big super fast up valves and pump up valves and this and that. I don't want the car jumping around. Put the air ride on so it looks good when it's parked. It looks killer when it's parked. Frame all laid out down on the ground like that. Car, so anyway, so it looks good when it's parked. But I got a nice, comfortable ride. But when I want to go on that 3, 4, 500 mile tour, 500 mile drive, you know, me and the wife get a wild hair up our butt, and all of a sudden, hey, well, let's go down into the Smokies and go run Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area and stuff like that. Go drive the Dragon or something, you know. Let's go have some fun. So I want to be able to do that. But I want the ride quality to be there. I'm building a cruiser. I want a coast-to-coast cruiser. That's why I'm not going stupid with the engine. I'm not getting high, stupid horsepower. I'm happy with 500 horsepower. 450, 500, I'm cool. I'm cool with the 325 they make from the factory. I don't care. That's plenty of horsepower. As far as I'm concerned. More power than that car ever knew they had. And then you're used to driving the trucks and 411 gears in the rear end. Yeah, she's gonna scoot. Won't have much top end. She's gonna have that bottom end. She's gonna have it all downstairs where it's fun to play. That's the plan, guys. I'd like some input. You know, and you never know. I mean, I may incorporate it. We were doing the firewall, and Jamie from Rusted Metal Garage, you'll see him on the page and whatnot. He says, man, you know, it would look good. A couple lines on the firewall. That's cool. Just put a couple lines on the firewall. They're up on there. Hey, if I like the idea, it ain't gonna take too much to change something. Because I hate telling Daryl, hey, we'll change something. Because half the time I think he's getting ready to tie me up, strangle me. But you know, I'm up to changing something. I'm up to listening. Hey, let's have some fun. Get an input in the car. You know. Yeah, anybody looking for a car, you know, here real soon, we're going to be putting a 73 Ford Mustang up for sale. It's a 73 Ford Mustang convertible. Got less than 70,000 miles on it. There's one repaint on it. We repainted the car. The very first time it was ever needed paint, we got it painted. It was a baby blue car to begin with, now it's a Bahama blue car now. Looks good. But 73 Mustang convertible. She's a big girl. She's a big Mustang. Comfortable car though. Fun car though. You get in it, tap the key. We never worried about going anywhere. We drove that car a lot. Well, not a lot. I mean, it's only had maybe 20,000 or 15,000 miles on it in the last 30 years. Maybe even 1,000 in the last 5. But yeah, they want to sell it, you know. So we're gonna get her all cleaned up, and you guys come along for the journey on that and get it all cleaned up. And this car's been in my life since I was 16 years old. This Mustang was around. I got a lot of memories with that car. That was a fun car. It'd be sad to see it go, but you know, can't hold on to them all. And if it's sitting in the garage, not doing nothing, just sitting in the back corner covered up, hibernating, what's the point in keeping it? What's the point in having it? If you ain't out having fun in it, why have it? Get out there and enjoy it. So we're gonna put it up for sale. We haven't quite decided on value yet, but I know we're looking high teens, low 20s. The car is really nice. Oh, you even trade for like an old pickup truck. let me rephrase that. An old pickup truck of comparable value. I want someone pulling up in their 1974 F-250, been rotted halfway up the back of the cab wall, no fender wells and everything else. Oh, you said you wanted an old pickup truck. I said pickup truck. There ain't no truck left here. Don't care if it's Ford. I know, Rusty. You heard me say it. I'm a Chevy guy. But I like the Mustang. I like the Cadillac. Cadillac Chevy anyway. Buick Chevy anyway. Truck Chevy. Alright, we're Chevy guys. Not much Ford guys. Chevy guys. My dad's a Ford man though. My dad likes his Ford trucks. I think this is his first Chevy truck he's owned since I was a little kid. He's liking it. But you know, we run that old 2004 Ford F-150 of his. We run that so straight into the ground. I mean, that truck was happy to give up when we finally let it go. So get me out. I quit. Yeah, Dad's a Ford guy. Now I need to go find a meeting to comprehend what I just said, process it or something like that. I don't know. You guys want to see you guys want to take a walk with me and check out what I've been doing up here today? No? Oh, I can tell you what, guys, my leg is hurting today. A lot of sand. Give me a minute and I'll get moving. We'll walk into the paint booth. We'll take a look at the paint. Got the black done. Alright, let's go check out Pandora's paint. You guys can take a walk with me. What you guys think of this new wide angle lens I got on here? You guys liking it? We've been kicking around the idea of building a burnout car. A couple of candidates. Now look at that reflection. Yeah. Looks good. Oh, we unfocus here a little bit. You gotta cut it, buff it a little bit. Then we're gonna cut it and let one more coat of clear maybe. Not real sure. Anybody knows this hood? They know the amount of work that we put in this hood. Not we, Daryl put in this hood. Yeah, remember, it's got pretty much from right here up this line all the way up to the back, both sides. This whole center of the hood was cut out and laid in. It's a 66 Chevelle hood we laid down in the center of this to give it the scoops. It's gonna look good. Got tops of the doors. Looks like she just got some base coat on it. You don't want to get no clear on it right now because I think she got a little bit of clear, but it's all got to get hit again anyway. We just cutting in. Got that pretty blue. God, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I chose this color, guys. So happy I chose this color. I mean, just a wild color. There's your wiper cowl. I'll tell you what, man, that wiper cowl is even straight. That's good. That's good. You know, bumper pillar panel, Titan black. We got some interior trim pieces. Well, actually, these are exterior trim pieces. These pieces here. We this one right here. This goes around the front of the windshield at the bottom, and these pieces right here, those go up in the quarter window. My buddy, good friend of mine, Darren Thurber, out in Sacramento area, he got by the classic car guy. He sent me the pieces. And he also sent me some paint dividers for a 63 Bel Air two-door sedan, which apparently are rare as hen's teeth. It'll give it a nice little paint break right there, where that sail panel comes right over that gas door there, and it'll give me a nice little paint break right there. And I was up here messing with the valves today, and nothing's going right. Gotta take the crap all back apart. But I did get the engine painted up a little bit, touched up. Had some areas where we were lacking some paint because of some bad tape work to begin with. On my part, that's all me. I own my mistakes. I gotta own them. I make enough of them. Let me show you what's going on here. What's the frequency? Let me show you the frequency, Kenneth. Get you on the same page. So if we take a gander, let me get some light down here, shine a little light on the situation. If you take a gander right down in there, you can almost see oh, there we go. See that little piece of metal sticking out there? That's bound up in the spring. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. That piece of metal will cause you a bad day. A real bad day. And then we got, man, look at that sexy intake. Isn't that a piece of art? Yeah, she gonna look good on there. Real good on there. I used to be really good with the numbers, but I think that's just 327. If I'm not mistaken. No, I don't believe it is. I believe this is probably just for 350. A little bit of rain out here today. Bruce getting the bath. Needs it. Bruce getting a little stinky. Getting a little dirty. And we got this bad boy here. This one nasty son of a car, guys, man. This thing has got a bark. Yeah, it's a good looking car. He's got the rear end for it finally. The old Berserker sitting over there. And then the coffin nose cord. The updated version, you know, like the, I think it's got a 440 mule power in it. But the thing is, if I'm not mistaken, this is an up, yeah, I know I'm not mistaken. This is an updated version of the original coffin nose cord. But she got a 440 sitting down inside of her. The convertible. I bet this is a fun little car to drive. I wouldn't mind tooling around in it, to be honest with yous. Yes sir, yes sir. Alright, well, how about we get you guys back on the tripod? I'll tell you what, guys, this is a clean Chevy truck. I mean, she's a clean one. Just doing a little bit of bed work to it, making her pretty again. Had to fix the cab mount on it, but not even a cab mount, it was frame support. The only spot of rust on the truck was on the cab support coming off the frame. Interesting. I mean, it's wild. Usually when they start doing that, they, especially up here in Ohio, they start developing rust problems. Somebody don't put, you might as well put a fork in it, because she's about to be cooked and done and not worth your time. Alright guys, that's your little dime tour that you catch up on what's been going on. I know this thing will be under paint. Get ready for the show on June 14th up here in Sydney. You guys want to have a good time, come out and meet everybody. We have multiple channels down here. It's a day after Hot Rod Power Tour ends, which Power Tour ends like an hour from here, hour and a half, something like that. Summit Motorsports Park up there in Norwalk. Yeah, it'll be a good time. We got the paragraphs running out. Expected a lot of people. And then I want to say the 14th of September, a bunch of us getting together, and anybody's welcome to join. We don't care what you drive either. That's why they call it the Fun Run Cruisers. But getting together, we're heading down to North Carolina, Tennessee. We're gonna go drive the Dragon. Trying to make it an affordable trip. People go camping, they go camping. They want to stay in a hotel, let's go stay in a hotel. Choose where you want to stay. You're not bound by any rules of anything. If you're driving a Honda Civic, and that's what you drive, and that's what you tinker with, and that's what you have fun with, and that's what relaxes you when you go out in the garage, bring it. We'll bring you in. We'll let you run with us. We don't care. Doing Posca rockets and tying exotics and everything else, not a problem. Bring them on in. We gel with anybody. Rich guy, poor guy, middle class guy. You're all the same to us. Everybody's coming together under a common. They got a commonality. They're coming together under one thing. For the love of the cars, for the love of the culture, the community, the just camaraderie. It's a good time. Some of the best people you ever meet. You'll meet doing this stuff. Anyway, guys, you're getting on an hour here. I've been rambling. Remember, just like Randy Sr. says, you got 1,440 minutes in a day. Who are you going to let control it? Who's going to run your 1,440 minutes? So we're going to get going, guys, but just remember, you got 1,440 minutes in a day, just like Randy Sr. says. Who are you going to let run your time? Are you going to run your time? Are you going to let somebody else run your time? You going to let somebody dictate what kind of time you have? You going to let their thoughts intrude and make you have a bad day? Doesn't matter what their thoughts are. Because it's nothing to do with you. At the end of it, when you die, you go home, what are you taking with you? Nothing. All of this stuff is just stuff. None of it goes with you. Your soul goes with you. That's what you take. So why does this stuff gotta matter to you? Why is his problem gotta be your problem? Sure, if he makes it your problem, it's gonna be your problem. But you know what I mean? Enjoy your time. And guys, if you're stuck on the edge of doing something, but you're afraid to do it, you're afraid to take that step. Another one old senior says, man, we got one day or day one. I choose day one. Because day one is the start of a whole new chapter. I wanted to do this YouTube stuff for a long time. I really wanted to do it, but I didn't have the nerve to do it. I was embarrassed. Stage fright. I had trouble talking in front of rooms of people. I still do. You get around me when I'm doing my videos and stuff like that, and I do get self-conscious about, oh man, what are these guys thinking? I probably look like a tool and everything else, Anymore, I don't care. Because if I cared what I thought I looked like to them, there's somebody running my 1,440 minutes in a day. I'm not gonna let that happen. Guys, listen. Gonna get out of here. Start cleaning up. Be done for the day. Get out in the garage. Work on something. Get your hands dirty. Get a little greasy. Leave a little puddle on the ground. make sure Daryl finds it. You know, just get active, do something. It gets your mind off of a lot of things. It can be therapeutic. And get the kids out, man. Get the kids out there. If we don't get the kids out there, we don't introduce the younger generations to this hobby, it's gonna go away. And when, you know, legislation comes through, they try to take the hot rods and the cars away and stuff like that. You know, if nobody's there to fight it because they love it and they love the hobby, it ain't gonna be around no more. Probably be gone ourselves, but you know, we're stewards of the hobby, guys. So you gotta take care of it. Anyway, guys, have a nice night. Respot out.